Look, it's no secret that the SoundPeats Air 3 Pro go after the Airpods Pro. I mean, look at it. And this is what their own website says. The question is, for under $60, does it actually deliver? Look, let's get it straight. From a build quality point of view, these are definitely cheaper plastics. They don't scream quality. And from a fit and comfort point of view, I mean, if you're going to learn, may as well learn from the best, right? Because of the way they're modeled, they fit beautifully, they're very comfortable, they all but disappear, and they're very snug. But that's just me sitting here doing nothing. I wanted to find out how it actually was out in the wild.
So, I'm out on a run. You're actually listening to the microphone of the SoundPeats Air 3 Pro. There's a bit of traffic, not too much, but there is a lot of construction noise and things like that. Tell me what you think about that in the comments down below. But from a working out perspective, I can tell you they're really snug. They do not ever feel like they're going to come out, and that's brilliant. The only problem is wind noise. There's no wind noise reduction mode, and you definitely hear wind noise with these on. So if you are running on a windy day or cycling, then yeah, you're going to hear that noise. You're going to have to pump that music even louder.
Yeah, about that wind noise reduction thing, if you don't want it to bother you, just turn off ANC and it stops bothering you. Not ideal, but there you have it. Now the whole thing works on touch control, and this is where SoundPeats decided to go their own way a bit. Instead of having a little notch on the stem like the Airpods Pro, they've got a little touch surface. That logo at the top of the stem, that is it. It's a little bit small, but thankfully it does respond to touches just a little bit below it as well. I really had wished they'd used the whole stem, but you know, some stem is better than no stem. Now it does come with an app as well, and there's a couple of nifty things it does. It shows you the battery level of each earbud. It allows you to play around with the sound, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But also it allows you to switch between ANC modes and turn on that low latency game mode. But these things can be done just with the touch controls. Tap and hold will switch ANC modes, and a triple tap on the left earbud will turn on game mode, which is a low latency mode for gaming. Now, the one interesting thing about the app though is the ability to
disable single tap controls, and what that means is all your other touch controls work just fine, but single tap doesn't do anything. So if you're in the gym and you touch your earbud by mistake like that, nothing. Basically no mistouches, which is such a frustrating thing when it happens. And I feel like they've gone one step extra. Now, if you forget to do this in the app and if you're out on a run, the control scheme is set up so that one touch does not play or pause your music. It only increases or decreases your volume. So there's less chance of actually interrupting your listening experience. It's a small thing, but it changes the user experience so much. I'd like to believe someone at SoundPeats was actually thinking about this and doing this on purpose.
That's all very good, but how does it actually sound? Three things: ANC, transparency, and actual sound quality. I'm gonna tell you, transparency is not that great. But active noise cancellation is where this thing really surprised me. Let me put it this way. Do you know the Samsung Galaxy Buds 2 Pro? Samsung's flagship Bluetooth earbud looks something like this. That's the ANC profile or the performance of the Galaxy Buds 2 Pro. That blue line below it though, that's the SoundPeats Air 3 Pro. In this graph, lower is better. And as you can see, in many places across the graph, the blue line is actually lower than the green line, especially in those bass frequencies. Some content creators have said the Samsung Galaxy Buds 2 Pro is basically class-leading levels of ANC in the lower frequencies. The SoundPeats Air 3 Pro actually do it better. Not by that much, but still, sub $60. Better low frequency active noise cancellation performance than Samsung's flagship. I was as surprised and gobsmacked as you probably are right now, which is why a subscribe to this channel would be incredible just about now. But what about sound quality? Well, this is where I kind of hesitate to use the word quality. It does the job. It is a bass boosted sound, not as treble boosted as you would think, and the overall effect is that if you like bass, you will enjoy these, but don't expect quality bass. Mids, male frequencies are especially recessed and are way down in the mix than I would prefer. And although there is an EQ, like I mentioned, by the way, there are a number of sound profiles you can choose from, and they do seem to make a noticeable difference to the profile. SoundPeats has done a pretty decent job of actually making meaningful sound profiles. Love that. But the actual EQ, it's a 9 or 10 band EQ with plus and minus 6 as the range, but that's not decibels. Even if you increase some frequency all the way to plus 6, it's only about a couple of dB up because SoundPeats don't actually want you to change the sound profile too much. Still, my recommendation would be take the sliders between 1 and 3 kilohertz and push them all up a few notches and you'll get a little more vocal presence. To me, that sounds a little more balanced. I mean, the whole thing's V-shaped, but a little more balanced V-shape, if that makes sense. Nonetheless, I would say this is not the greatest in sound quality, but it does the job. And similarly, microphone quality I found to be also just about doing the job. But it does seem to have a problem cancelling out all that background noise. So if you are in a noisy environment, the person at the other end is going to hear all of it. So you should probably speak up.
Before I forget, battery life. SoundPeats will have you believe that you'll get about 6 hours, but realistically you can expect just shy of 5 hours, especially if you're using that active noise cancellation and you're listening to music on aptX. Now you get another 15 hours out of the case, but what you don't get is wireless charging or any form of fast charging. It takes about 1.5 hours to full charge the earbuds from the case. But hey, at least it's using USB-C.
So let's break it down. What do we actually get for $60, and does the SoundPeats Air 3 Pro actually compete or give you a viable alternative to the Airpods Pro? Well, first off, build quality, it's not going to be anywhere close to the Airpods, let's face it. But because it's shaped the way it is, fit and comfort, I think is actually quite comparable. In terms of app and features, well, it has an app and it does have a couple of features the AirPods Pro don't have. Although, of course, if you're locked in the Apple ecosystem, the AirPods Pro give you some phenomenal other features that it can't possibly compete with. Where it does compete with, though, surprisingly, is active noise cancellation. Not across the spectrum, I think the AirPods Pro is way better, but in those bass frequencies, in those low frequencies, if you want to cancel out air conditioning noise, then these are actually even a little bit better. And if you swap those silicone tips out for foam tips, I suspect you'll get a world-class noise reduction experience, which is something I didn't really expect. It doesn't have the transparency mode that the AirPods Pro have though, and nor does it have the sound quality. So I guess ANC really has to be a priority for you to want these. But in its favor, low latency gaming mode is really nice, and I think a lot of other earbuds should have these given the prevalence of mobile gaming. Plus, disabling that one tap, that's really useful in many situations. So I find that this is a surprisingly well-considered IEM. There are definitely some things that put me off. I wish it had better sound quality, much better sound quality. And I wish the microphones did a better job of cancelling out outside noise. But if you want surprisingly good active noise cancellation performance, and if you want the fit and comfort of the AirPods Pro, and a little gaming now and then for under $60, the SoundPeats Air 3 Pro seems to be a genuinely viable alternative. Just like it's a viable option for you to hit that subscribe button. This was the SoundPeats Air 3 Pro. You're watching What's New. I'll see you in the next one. Stay happy, stay peaceful, stay colorful. Namaste.